So I get really, really triggered when my children act spoilt or like brats. It's something that's become really, really clear to me recently, because what I'm always trying to do is notice what is it that my child does that triggers me, that pushes me over the edge quickly, which makes me lose patience quickly. And it is when my child pushes back and says no and says, I want this, and talks back to me. I find it hugely triggering. And they say that anything that triggers you that your child does is perhaps something from your childhood, but I just really can't work out what it could be from my childhood that triggers me when my child is acting spoiled. It might have been because my mum she never wanted us to be spoiled, and I feel like the word brat was quite a word when I was younger, or maybe a new word. I'm not 100% sure. There was things like brat camp and things like that. But the thing that gets me the most is if I'm out in public and my child is pushing back, saying, no, I want that. Please can I have that, mummy, and starts to kick off in front of people. I don't know why, but the pressure I feel, the panic I feel, are people going to think that I've got a spoiled brat? Are people looking at me and thinking that I'm not disciplining them in the right way? Should that mean that they don't get it at all? Should that mean that I should negotiate with them? I don't know how to navigate that kind of behaviour. When I was little, I never spoke back to my parents. I had a really strict, scary dad. And, when he said no, it was a no. You might have been able to go, please. And, it was straight back, absolutely not no. There was no back and forth. There was no arguing. It was what my dad said was what happened, basically. I feel like with my children, they do argue back with me. And I've spoken about this before, where I am a shouty parent, which I hate, and I try and work on every single day. My children shout back at me, but what I have learnt is that my children shout back at me because they feel safe with me, they feel loved by me, know that even if they shout at me, I'm still going to love them. However, with my childhood, if I shouted at my dad, God knows whether he'd still love me or not. Did I even feel loved by him in the first place? I don't really know why I'm making this. I just feel like I love coming on here and talking about something like that and somebody else saying, oh my God, me too. So if you're somebody that gets triggered by your child pushing back, continually asking for something even though you've said no, yeah, I feel you. And all we can do is just try our bloody best.